Hello, Conquerors. My name is Melissa, and I help educate and empower people to conquer their illnesses and conquer life. Because that's what it's all about, isn't it? All right, so last week I gave myself a challenge and I failed. And I was not looking forward to this video, but in this episode, I'm going to talk about fail to plan, plan to fail. So as I mentioned last week, I gave myself a challenge. I was determined to have a whole week of no marijuana, right? I've been using medical marijuana to manage my pain for 4.5 years now. I guess 3.5 years now. I didn't have it that first year, but I used it for 3.5 years, and I don't need it for day-to-day management anymore. And I personally find I'm using it as a crutch. I find when I start to feel anxious or stressed, that's my go-to. And I didn't plan for an alternative. So I would go right back to it, right? Whether or not I needed it, that's besides the point. I didn't need it. So I decided I need to sit down and put together an actual action plan, right? So when I read a book called The 12-Week Year, he kind of talks through what's called this weekly accountability meeting, right? And basically what you do is you set your goal for the week. You anticipate any challenges that you may have, how you're going to overcome those challenges, and how you're going to continue to persevere to achieve your goal. So that's really the steps I decided I was going to take. I need an action plan. So whether you're trying to quit smoking, like I am, or you're trying to overcome a chronic illness, if you have any goal in life, you need to know why you want to achieve that goal. And it has to be powerful, right? Because some goals take a lot more work, a lot more perseverance. Some goals take a lot more to get through, to achieve. And so we need to know why we're going to go through all that. Why are we going to go through the discomfort? Why are we going to go through these challenges and make it out the other end? So, for example, when I wanted to overcome my chronic pain, I was bound and determined that I was not going to spend my life living on my couch again or on my bed again. It sucked being in my early 20s, watching everybody go out and have fun, going camping, floating on the river, and all these things that I wanted to do, but I couldn't. I never want to be in that position again. Then not being able to work this last 4 years, I never ever want to be in a position where I can't go out and do the things that I want to do because of my health. Ever. Right? And so now for quitting smoking, it served me. It very much did. It helped me with my pain management, it helped me with my anxiety and my stress, and it helped me in so many ways. But now the cons are outweighing the pros. I don't need it for pain management. I don't like the lack of clarity I have when I smoke every day. I don't like how my memory's been affected. It drives me mad. And those are all things that can be reversed if I just quit smoking, right? And I've got many other reasons that I'm not comfortable getting into right now, but those are a lot of big ones. I want to be done with it. And I know that if I don't eat for pain, and if I can find other tools to manage my anxiety and my stress, that's only going to serve me in the long term. So those are my whys. So next I had to look at triggers. What are some challenges or things that come up in this next week that could potentially trip me up and make me want to go back and just sit down and have a smoke, right? So simple things. Anytime I'm feeling really low, or if I'm feeling really anxious, or if I'm feeling stressed. So what are things that could potentially trigger those feelings, right? Well, if I have an argument with Mark. Thankfully, our arguments tend to be pretty small, but they stress me out and it makes me want to go have a smoke, right? Or if I get a client upset. I hate it. It's a challenging time right now. I'm in the financial services industry. People are calling, they're stressed out, and if I can't help them, it bothers me, right? Or if the solution I present to them isn't exactly what they thought it could be, it's stressful, right? So those are all things that I have to prepare for, right? As well as rejection. Trying to get a new client, maybe I get the call doesn't go the way I want. That could stress me out, that could trip me up, and I use that as an excuse to pause and have a smoke. And then that gets me procrastinating. Again, right? These are all things that are not serving me. So then I have to ask myself, well, what does smoking give me? What's the benefit this gives me, right? And you can ask this with your pain or with your illness as well. What benefit does this give me? And that might seem funny to ask, but I knew with my chronic pain, the benefit I was giving is it was protecting me from having to go out and do stressful things, right? Before I was a big, big stress ball. I didn't know how to manage my stress. I carried it all inside. I let it weigh on my shoulders. I worried constantly. And I never gave myself a chance to relax and breathe. Even when I'm supposed to be relaxing and breathing. And then if you're sick and you're a stress ball like me, I think you know what I'm talking about. Even when you go on vacation, like you might finally relax after you've been on vacation for 2 or 3 days. But if you only have a week off, then you go back and you're all stressed out again, right? You live for the weekends. Monday morning, you're stressed. Doesn't serve you. So the pain saved me from that form of stress, or from work stress, or from whatever was going on. Create a whole new stress, but that's a different story, right? But yeah, so what does smoking do for me? It relaxes me. It calms me down. It was helping me with my pain, with my nausea, but I don't need that anymore. And it protects me from just getting uncomfortable, right? But I've learned if you get out of our comfort zone, that's where we do the most growing, the most learning. And honestly, that's where the most fun is to be had. So I don't really want to be protected from this discomfort more. I want to embrace the discomfort so I can finally start achieving some of these goals that I've had for so long. But so again, then I focus on the negative implications, which I kind of covered: procrastination, memory. It's expensive. It's expensive smoking every day. Smoking marijuana every day, I don't smoke cigarettes, but smoking cigarettes every day, it's expensive, right? And it's not good for my lungs. While I do believe marijuana is a little healthier than some alternatives, I still, at the end of the day, I'm hacking, I cough, like I don't want to be. So all those things combined are why I want to achieve this goal. So how am I going to accommodate when I'm feeling triggered? What am I going to do instead? What's my alternative? Yoga? Oh, yoga. I love yoga. I'm not even kidding. So many people roll their eyes at me when I say this, but there's something about doing a nice, good, even like a 30-minute yoga routine, 20-minute yoga routine by the end, when I get into Shavasana or corpse pose, it's like, I'm so relaxed. And there's no care in the world. It's like all that stress just melting off my body. I love yoga. Or even just light stretching can help me to start to get those feelings of calm and relaxation. I can do breath work. There's something called holotropic breath work, specifically, that if you want to emanate the feelings of being high, you can do holotropic breath work. If you want to look into it, definitely take precautions. They do recommend you work with a medical practitioner. If you have any breathing challenges, I don't encourage that, but it's interesting to look into if you're interested. Walking, I can go for a walk. If it's not nice outside, I have an elliptical. I can dust that off, right? That is all stuff that'll help me get my blood flowing, get my endorphins up. If I'm walking outside and getting some sunshine, right? Or if I don't feel like walking, I can dance, throw on music and dance, right? These are all things that'll help me to replace the smoking, but still get that same feeling, that uplifted, that relaxation, that calm, like getting into a better state, right? So I also wrote what I should not do when I feel triggered. Things I tend to do is I go hide out in our theater room in the basement. I love that room, but there's no natural light, and that doesn't serve me, right? I also just have to acknowledge, like, distracting myself with TV or video games. When I have things I want to get done to help me move my goals forward, or I need to get stuff done for work, or I need to get stuff done, and I don't feel like it, I can't use TV or video games distraction, right? It's about building mental toughness, doing things I need to do even when I don't want to do them. That's mental toughness. That's how you achieve your goals. So, and last of all, but not least of all, obviously I should not smoke. So I just wrote some affirmations at the end here, just reminding myself that I choose to be tougher than my weaknesses, that I'm okay with being uncomfortable, and that I will be okay and it will get easier. I know this, and I have to remind myself of this when I'm in that moment of stress and anxiety and I want to go have a smoke. These are the things I need to focus on. So lastly, I kind of want to leave with a quote from Brené Brown. Love, love, love her. And this quote has been one of my biggest drivers keeping going. So, integrity is choosing courage over comfort, choosing what is right over what is fun, fast, or easy, and choosing to practice our values rather than simply professing them. I choose to practice courage over comfort. I choose to persevere. And honestly, what else have I got to do? I have the time now. I can't guarantee that we have tomorrow, so I just need to keep going, right? So one day at a time. So, what are your tricks and your hacks? Have you had to quit smoking in the past? Or have you had other habits you've had to quit in the past? And how did you overcome them? Did you replace it with a new habit? What'd you do? All right, guys, this has been great. Thank you for your time today. Next week, I'm excited to report back again how much better this week went compared to last. And of course, I'll have even more education and good stuff to bring you. Until next week, guys, have a great week. Have a great day.